Hi everyone. So after the talk yesterday, the short talk about accessibility in general, I'm going to be walking you through a bit more on accessibility in monitoring. So I'm Mourek, and I'm the developer advocate for Isinga, which is an open source monitoring company. And I've been taking care of all sorts of accessibility issues in the past when I was still doing development and not DevRel. And yeah, first off, what is accessibility? Ooh, the slides look weird. So accessibility is the quality or characteristic of something that makes it possible to approach, enter, or use it. So anything that can help people that have any kind of issues to interact with the software you write. And I'll be focusing on visual impairment. So anything that has to do with the eyes and how you look at the screens and the web interfaces that you use. And with monitoring, never mind, the numbers. So there are a lot of people affected by visual impairments, which is globally 285 million people, or 1 out of 10. And that's going to be a lot of the people here, even. And how color vision deficiency works is that we have 3 different cones that see colors in our eyes: red, green, and blue. And for some people, 1 or more of those cones don't really work as intended. And that boils down to 3 distinct kinds of color vision deficiency. So we have deuteranopia and protanopia, which are both commonly known as red-green blindness, and a slightly rarer form, tritanopia, where the blue cone doesn't work. And I've put little simulations of what that looks like. So in Isinga and a lot of other monitoring tools, we have green for things that are okay and red for things that are not okay. And as you can see, it's a bit difficult to tell for people that have that kind of blindness. So I'm going to be showing you little examples of what it looks like. So in general, when you have labels, it's rather easy to understand what it is. If the content is sorted in a way, like in those donut graphs, you can tell which is supposed to be which. But when you take away the context, it's a lot more difficult to tell what is what. Like, just try to find in the bottom one which one is the critical one. So, especially if you look at a lot of dashboards, you're going to need another way of distinguishing the different information without just relying on color. So what we did was we added a colorblind theme. And in order to make it more accessible, we did not only rely on color, but also on brightness and contrast. So the more important a thing is, a state is, the darker it's going to be. And also when it comes to labels, it's very easy to make it more visually distinctive if you use different colors for the labels. So applying the theme, you can see that all states that you do not have to react to have black text, and the ones that need your attention have white text. So by just utilizing different contrasts and different text colors, you can convey the information that you need to convey without relying on those visual cues within just the color. Especially on those grids, it makes a huge difference if you use contrast. And if you do any kind of development in the web, then you will also want to look into using more contrast. And it doesn't have to look horrible. So we've only looked at color vision deficiencies now. But what is your web going to look at like if you can't see at all, if you're completely blind? Well, yesterday we've had a very, very quick overview in like screen readers and what they do. And well, what screen readers do is they pass the HTML of the web front end that you're going to look at. And what you want to do there is use the structure and use the tags as they are meant to. If you look at the HTML of a lot of websites, just go right-click inspect. You're going to see there are going to be a lot of diffs that just have some classes on them, and that is not great for a screen reader who wants to look at what the different tags are and jump through lists by pressing tab or something. And in order to have good structure, there's also a very, very nice guideline called ARIA, Accessibility-Rich Internet Applications, which is something you can look up and work into your workflow if you design something on the web, because it helps give context to the things that you show on screen, so the screen reader knows what it's saying. So in general, if you do web applications, just start your designs with accessibility in mind, because going back and fixing it is a lot more difficult than just starting out the right way. Thank you very much.